The Trump administration will try to sell a sweeping budget plan to Congress today that includes big cuts to Medicare and food stamps and an increase in defense spending. But that message is still drowned out by the uproar over abuse allegations against a former senior White House aide.
President Trump's press secretary read a statement yesterday condemning domestic violence. She said it was dictated by the president, who has made other statements praising his former staff secretary, Rob Porter.
Porter resigned nearly a week ago, but there are still unanswered questions today about what the administration knew about his alleged abuse of his two ex-wives. Major Garrett is at the White House with the latest on the story. Major, good morning.
Good morning. The White House remained in a state of turmoil as continued internal speculation was rife about the future and job security of White House Chief of Staff John Kelly. One other thing, basic White House explanations about the timeline and events about Rob Porter's dismissal still remain in conflict.
Mr. President, do you have a vetting problem?
President Trump ignored questions Monday surrounding the resignation of his former aide Rob Porter, who he appeared to defend last Friday.
He says he's innocent, and I think you have to remember that.
Porter's first wife, Colby Holderness, disputed Porter's innocence in the Washington Post, writing, "Living in constant fear of Rob's anger chipped away at my independence and sense of self-worth."
I'm very close to Hope Hicks, and I don't worry about her in that respect.
Holderness also responded to White House counselor Kellyanne Conway, who on Sunday was asked about Communications Director Hope Hicks's reported relationship with Porter.
I've rarely met somebody so strong with such excellent instincts and loyalty and smarts.
Holderness disputed Conway's characterization, writing, "Her statement implies that those who have been in abusive relationships are not strong. I beg to differ."
The president supports victims of domestic violence.
Mixed White House messages on domestic abuse are taking a toll on Republicans, according to Arizona Senator Jeff Flake.
The political fallout, I think, is significant.
And questions remain about the timeline of Porter's departure.
There are things we could have done better.
The White House claimed that a photo of Porter's first wife's bruised face forced his resignation. It took Chief of Staff John Kelly about 12 hours to reverse his public support for Porter. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders would not explain the delay.
We learned of the extent of the situation involving Rob Porter last Tuesday evening, and within 24 hours, his resignation had been accepted and announced.
Adding to the confusion is a conversation the White House said Kelly had less than 40 minutes after the Daily Mail story, which first exposed these abuse allegations, was published. The nature of that conversation remains a mystery, as does how much the White House counsel Don McGahn shared with Kelly about these underlying abuse allegations and their relationship to Porter's pursuit of a full security clearance. John?
Thank you, Major. Still a lot of questions.